I can take the dick off the table based upon my standard. You aren't gonna get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You gotta understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you gotta work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not gonna be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, that is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces, and then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, you know, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know, that was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Game Kings 2, The Definition of Man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the woman you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, The Definition of Game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Top Soil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity. Specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Yo, we are here. Yes, I got this special guest, Justin, in the building, man. In the building. So Justin, what's going on, man? How's everything?
Fantastic. Just busy as always.
Yeah.
Thanks for setting this up.
Oh yeah.
It's a pleasure, man.
Oh yeah, we got to do some in studio stuff to know these people, let these people know we mean business. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Let these people know we mean business. You know what I mean? So we got the game is heavy. And shout out to April, because April helped set this up, man. Shout out to April. April helped set this up heavy. You feel what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. Today we're going to be talking about why most men are scared to take charge and lead, and how to be a more dominant masculine man. So who else but Justin here to give y'all some game. You feel what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody in the chat. First of all, shout out to my lovely lady April MC in the building. Shout out to April MC in the building. Shout out to Real King, Money, Mitch. Shout out to Armani. Shout out to Jomer, Rex Corp, Unique 79 in the motherfucking building. Shout out to Champy, what's good? Shout out to Duke Alex in the building. What's good with your man? Appreciate everybody tuning in. Phoenix Smiles in the building. Studio Horror Music, Mark Tavius, Nick Morrison. Who else we got up in here? Scales in the building. What's going on? Kobe Lean is in the building. Appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to you. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, man. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about, why most men are scared out here in these streets. But before we get into all of that, we gotta, y'all already know what we gotta do. We gotta talk about CunninghamElements.com. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure that you guys go to CunninghamElements.com so you can get your soap, get your masculine identity soap, get the parfum, and also get the shea butter. You feel what I'm saying? Also, make sure that you guys go to shoplocario.com. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys do that, because listen, guys, you guys got to get on this online dating consultation with myself and April. You understand? Because we let you know what you need to do out here in these dating streets when it comes to online dating. I'm telling you, it's wintertime. A lot of women are going to be online looking for some dick. You know what I'm saying? Looking for some companionship. It's cuffing season right now. You know what I'm saying? And also make sure you guys go get the massive game collection. Go to shoplocario.com. 24 of my products in one low price. I'm damn near giving you everything on this joint. And last but not least, real quick, make sure that you guys go master the vetting process. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you do that. So how to succeed in casual and long-term relationships. We will teach you all of that stuff. You feel what I'm saying? We will make that happen. And also, make sure that you guys check this out. Hold on, because we got Justin here. So we got to talk about the Dominance Academy. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure that you guys go there. You know what I'm saying? So Justin, real quick, tell people about the Dominance Academy, what that's about, and all that other good stuff.
Well, the Dominance Academy, like as it says, it's the training ground for men and couples to learn how to master power, power dynamics, trust, polarity, and to deepen the bonds between men and women, to get a lot more out of your situations. And it really, once you start on the path that's this way, you'll never.
Ooh, can I show this on YouTube? Hold on, let me.
Like there's no nudity. There's no
okay,
nudity.
I'm like, I was like, hold on, let me see.
So check that out. There's a bunch of questions can be answered through the website, and there's at the top of the screen on the main page there. There's just there's a link to the free consultation, and so hit that up. And you can ask any questions you like. I can tell you about my own relationship and how you can build something very similar.
That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. So guys, make sure that you guys go to the dominanceacademy.com. Make sure you get that shit cracking. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure y'all go do that. And real quick, last but not least, I got to make sure that you guys check this out. Let me make sure I put up the right website, because I don't want to be showing y'all no Pornhub. Because we be typing in the word and then the other shit come up. I'm like, let me make sure. So make sure that you guys go to patreon.com/Mr. Locario for the Bad Boy Show. Every week we do the Bad Boy Show. We talk about current events, and we talk about everything in the game. Some things we can't even talk about on YouTube. So this is why you guys gotta go to patreon.com/Mr. Locario to check out the Bad Boy Show. You feel me? All right, so we are here, and guys, listen. The calling number is 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300 is the number. If you guys want to call in, you can call in and you got to donate. Make sure you donate. And also, guys, you can put a Q in the chat for your questions. If you have questions, make sure you do that. So hit the chat, put a Q in the chat, and we will get to your questions at the end. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you guys make that happen. All right, so let's get into this. So why most men are scared to take charge and lead. So my thing is this, and I notice this a lot, and I want to hear your thoughts on this, is that I noticed that a lot of guys, they want to have women, they want to have sex, they want to go on dates and all these other things, right? But most guys are scared to even approach women nowadays. They're scared to just like go up and talk and say a certain thing. So my question to you is, do you think it's an issue as far as if a guy is scared to approach or do the simple things, can he actually really lead and be that masculine dominant man that women are actually attracted to? Like, what's your thoughts on that so far?
Absolutely not. But I mean, that's the simple answer, but,
right.
And it's the obvious one, but it's you have to have the grounding, right? Mm-hmm. And which allows the woman to really relax into whatever you have going on.
Right.
And if it's something that you're second guessing, if it's something that you're not really certain of, which is your part of your identity, how you show up in the world, like, do you actually feel like you're planted on the earth with that sort of conviction of yourself?
Right.
When there is that conviction, this is what allows women to soften up. It allows them to be like, okay, he feels so confident and not loud about it. He's just certain. And when you have certainty about something, just anything, like, you don't even have to talk about it.
Right.
You don't have to brag about it. You don't have to do anything. And she can pick up on these things.
Right.
And it's like, okay. And this comes in when you first say hello all the way through to the end.
Right.
It's all the same, like, base formula.
Yeah. Cause I think a lot of guys don't know that it's connected. Like, I think guys are like, well, I'm scared to talk to her, so I hope she gives me a choosing signal. I hope she comes up to me, or I hope she does the work. And then once she shows me that she likes me, then I'll take over, you know what I'm saying? And be the guy. And I'm like, that's not how things work. And so you guys got to understand, the reason why a lot of y'all have issues in the game is because what happens is that the premise from where you're starting from, you don't believe in yourself to take charge and lead. Because the thing is what most guys don't understand is part of what turns a woman on is the fact that you are being assertive, you're being aggressive, you're creating the situation, right? So the woman wants to respond to your leadership. You understand? So if you are a guy who's scared to lead, there's nothing for her to respond to. And then she, basically sees you as weak. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's another thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't realize that women are like as assertive as women can be, as independent as women can be. It's funny because they don't realize the real essence of women, and they're reflective creatures, right? So imagine it like a lake, right? And if you're disturbed, then the reflection is going to be disturbed. You know what I'm saying? But if you're like smooth as glass and just down, like you're it's grounded within yourself, right? There's no disturbances. This is going to allow her to reflect you better. So like the uncertainty, the second guessing, not having a plan, not having vision, not having confidence in yourself, and perhaps even trying to mask it with something else. Right. This makes her feel unsettled. She can pick up on that shit. Like women can sense these inconsistencies in you. Right. And then that reflection, it's like throwing a pebble into that lake. It's going to ripple and distort the image. So that's going to be her. She's going to be that distorted image of you.
And what's interesting is that I know that you teach, like, is it BDSM or power dynamics, right? Yeah. So power dynamics, and I think and this is what I hear a lot from a lot of guys is that they will say like, I can't tell a woman to do this because she's not going to go for that. I can't say this to a woman because she's going to get offended. So you being able to have those situations, we have those power dynamics where women actually submit to you. What is it that these guys are missing, or what is it that makes them think that a woman won't do what they say when you have actual experience, you know what I'm saying, in these situations? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
I think they just don't believe that it's possible, or that it's true. Right. And I, like with my guys, like some of them are in long-term relationships and I'll say, okay, just try this. And you can have just very simple commands, like just try out very basic commands, like take off your clothes, get on your knees, bend over, open your mouth, like really, really simple commands. Right. And even in those situations, they hold back, they're scared. Right. And they're like, oh, like, what if she doesn't like it? It's like that fear right there is going to contaminate what you're doing, and she's not going to. Like, you're creating the destiny that you're trying to avoid. So just lean in, let go of your discomfort, and just try it. And guys who they're like, fuck it, they just kind of put the concern out of their minds, and they do these things, and they're like, holy shit, like she was just like boom, like down onto her knees, and she's like ready, or followed like whatever kind of command. But it's not about like the command itself or like what she wants. It was really about him letting go and trusting himself. Right. And that's really where it changes.
And that's interesting about what you say about, trusting yourself, because it's like, how is the woman going to trust you and listen to what you're saying if you don't trust yourself about what you're telling her to do? So if she's like, if you're not sure about what you're telling me, I'm not sure about what you're telling me. Yeah. And I think that's a big issue that a lot of guys, don't understand, is that you have to understand that the reason why you may get, a lot of resistance from women is because women don't believe you. They don't believe like you're the guy that you're portraying yourself to be. And the thing is that it can't be faked. And I think that's one of the issues that a lot of people have in the game, is that a lot of people think game is like putting on something, like putting on a coat, versus understanding that it's within you. It's the energy, it's the essence. It's like it's the realness of your experience and understanding who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. I think that guys have really just a complete, I wouldn't even say a misunderstanding. I think there's a zero understanding of authenticity, because in order to have authenticity, you can't have like other people's thoughts in your head.
Right.
And I think it's really hard for guys, especially within social media culture, to do this. Like I was talking to this guy, like a friend of mine, a coach, he posted up some shit, and then this dude came in and laid a comment, and I just couldn't resist. I try my best to resist to commenting on shit that is just so dumb.
Right.
And his response was basically just lines like snipped out of
Mhm.
the various red pill books that you
Right.
come across.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I've heard that before. I've heard that before. I've heard that. And he just strung them together into a little paragraph.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, but is there anything original that you can say about the situation? And he was unable to just even online show up authentically. He had to have like an extension of someone else's mind out here.
Right.
You know, and so I think that there is just a big misunderstanding or a lack of understanding of how to actually be authentic. And so it's a funny process because my students understand this, but to get there, it's not adding.
Right.
It's actually a process of subtracting, like letting go of certain beliefs, letting go of certain perceptions, letting go of pain that you've got that caused a certain belief or whatever. So a lot of like coming into a place of like authentic manhood actually has to do with letting go of a lot of shit. And then if you want to, you can add new things.
Right. Exactly. And guys, call up. The calling number is 844 672-7300, 844-672-7300. Oh shit, I forgot to turn on the goddamn sign. Hold on, wait a second. That's an integral. I forgot to turn on the sign in the back there. Hold on. So Justin, keep them talking. I gotta turn on this sign.
Okay.
I'm like, what the fuck? You know
yeah, it's all good. But so it's really hard to give commands if you're doubting yourself and if you don't know the self that is doing the thing, right? So it all comes from a place of getting to a place of certainty,
right? And
then that's where you can start leading. But it really just starts with yourself. It starts with dominating yourself, leading yourself, and sometimes, like for a lot of dudes, it starts off as parenting yourself. And if you got to start there, you got to start there. Like you got to be like the dad to yourself. Be like, hey, get your shit together, son. You know? And you're like, okay, fuck, I got to improve on this and this. It's like, yeah, like that's the pathway. Like, because, you know, something I say that the pathway of manhood is laying in bricks of honesty. And you can't lay a path of dishonesty, of like illusions or stupid beliefs or blowing smoke up your own ass. Like it doesn't work.
Right.
You know, it's not, well, it can for a period of time, but it's not sustainable. And the thing is that women are looking for sustainability.
Right.
Mostly so that they can let go because they're fucking tired. They're tired of keeping all this like decision-making power in their brains. They can't stand it. You know, and like my girls, when they're around me, their brains just go click. And you know, this is just for me, but they're just these mindless bimbos. They don't give a fuck. They're happy to just be like mindless because it feels good to not have to make decisions.
Right.
Just feel.
That's actually a good point. I think a lot of guys don't realize that most women, when they're actually with a man, right, they love it because then they could be a woman. They're like, I can finally be a woman and just like follow his lead. I trust him. He has everything under control. I don't have to make all these decisions. Because a lot of times women, you know, they tend to pick up the slack when they're dealing with males. You know what I'm saying? Like guys who don't really, you know, have it together, guys who are you know, not very manly. They're waiting on the woman to make decisions. They're always checking in with the woman. They're like, oh, let me, you know, I remember I had a show once and I told this dude to come through to the show and he said, well, I have to, you know, I got to get back to you because I have to like ask he said I have to ask my wife if it's okay. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what kind of shit is this? He's like, I gotta ask my wife if it's okay. And I was like, that's some bullshit. But a lot of guys, they have that thing now because they don't understand what it is to actually be a man and stand on their own too, because they're not really actually dealing with women on their terms. They're dealing with women based on what society said they're supposed to do. So society actually dominated them instead of them being a man and saying, this is how I want to do stuff. Or their woman said this and the woman is influenced by society. So he has society and his woman influencing him. So now he's just kind of like running around doing that type of stuff. It's
and that gets to what I was talking about reducing and removing layers to get to the thing, you know? So like what I tell my guys is, you know, we hear in this space of like men should build their kingdom.
Right.
And they think that it's high up on a hill. A man's throne is actually unearthed. You You have to dig into the darkness, into the soil. And that's where you cultivate your throne.
Right.
That's where the truth lies, and because everybody's got their shadows, you know what I'm saying? Like, about like Jungian shadow and all that stuff.
Right.
So everybody has this shit, and most people avoid it, except men. Like shout out to Steve. He says men run towards the bullets.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
So the bullets of yourself, the things that you are ashamed of, things that you don't like about yourself, things that you would criticize or judge or feel shame, whatever it is, you go in there. And even the psychological injuries, emotional injuries, whatever, and you go in there and you straighten it out. You embrace these things instead of saying sweeping it under the rug and going, no, this isn't here. I'm fucking perfect.
Right.
It's like the fuck you are, But men, they're like, you know what? No, fuck this. I'm embracing all of this stuff. I'm gonna get more acquainted with my darkness and become integrated.
Right.
Integrate the light and the dark. And so now it's like, the whole like good guy, bad guy. I think there isn't. It's just I'm a man. And that's it. I'm both at the same time. And this is what really grabs women when she can sense like, he's like the warrior in the garden. You know what I'm saying? And so she can feel his strength and durability,
right?
His ability to destroy, but his ability to protect, and nurture, and cultivate.
Having that balance.
Exactly.
That's
because what's in her is the duality. She's got the little girl and the whore, right? Both. We both know that's stupid. Like guys are like, oh, there's only good girls and there's bad guys. No, there's just girls.
Right. Exactly.
But inside them, there's going to be like a dominant part. So there's like, you see like that chaste girl and you're like, oh yeah, that's wifey material. She's
right.
No, she's got a dirty whore inside her.
Exactly. That's what I keep trying to tell these guys.
And the whore, they're like, oh, that hoe, she's for the streets. She has a little girl inside who wants to be held, taken care of, to feel safe, and all that stuff. So inside us, we have the same duality, but we have a protector and a destroyer. And so, but to really bring all of that out, that takes investigation. You have to dig in, and once you get that throne, it's like there's really nothing that can move you. And it's not built on some high mountain for everybody to cheer at and look at. Like, no, it's just for you. And, and it becomes, what happens becomes dense and you become gravitational. And women are just like, I just feel different around him.
Right. Because, it's interesting that you say that, because this is the thing. Because you, like you were saying, you have all those different facets about you. That's what makes you stand out and be unique when it comes to, you dealing with a woman, which is why she gravitates to you and she's like, okay, he's him and I can only get this experience through him specifically. Right. So a lot of guys, this is the problem. A lot of guys are trying to fit in and trying to be like everyone else versus stand out and be themselves, which is actually the thing that makes you like more attractive to women in general. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So guys, call in. The call-in number is 844-672-7300. Phone lines is open. And if you guys have a question, put a Q in the chat and we will get to your question. Listen, we got Mr. Justin here today. So make sure you guys call in so you guys can get your questions answered. So let's see what some of these questions are saying in the chat. So Unique79 said, Mr. Locario and Mr. Justin, would you both agree that the more dominant you are, the more quality you will find, but in small numbers due to many women finding dominant men controlling and intimidating? Oh, that's a good question. So what's your thoughts on that right there?
I would say that you don't find them, like that still comes from a place of like searching for pussy, but they will find you, like, because you're not on a search. Maybe there's curiosity. Like I said, I always say this, like curiosity is the only thing that I give away for free.
Right.
Everything else, there's a cost, and it's obviously not financial, but it's behavioral, right? So what does it say? Would you both agree that the more dominant you are, the more quality you will find? Well, yeah, because I would say like the more of a man you are, the more quality in everything you find.
Right.
So including women, you know what I mean? Because you have certain standards about yourself that just brings about better standards in the things that you allow into your life, whether that's food or experiences, women, just everything, like everything you bring into your field. Why wouldn't it be of a higher quality?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you're trying to control how things process in you. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I tell guys, like, stop watching so much shit. you know, because it really will contaminate your mind, and then that will change the way you think. It'll change the way you speak, the way you behave. So you're always going to experience better quality people, period, because your codes, principles, and rules, your filtration system, how you vet, this just prevents bullshit from entering your life from all angles.
Right. And you know, it's interesting because he's saying that, you know, you'll find it in small numbers due to many women finding dominant men controlling and intimidating. So this is what you got to understand. The reason, so you could find it in like a smaller number in the sense of, well, if I encounter, let's say 100 women, you know, 100 women are not going to be attracted to you or gravitate to you. That's just how life is, right? But what happens is the women who do gravitate to you, because you are a higher quality man, right? What's going to happen is you're going to attract higher quality women. So women who are sort of intimidated because they think that you're controlling or whatever it is like that, their level of consciousness is not at the point to be like-minded to actually gravitate to a man like you. And I think a lot of guys don't understand this. They think that, like, for example, some guys think a woman is rejecting them because she doesn't like him. Sometimes a woman rejects a man because she's like, oh, well, I know or I feel that he wouldn't like me. So let me just end this here. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that the higher quality that you have of, you know, or I should say this, the more you love yourself, the more quality you see within yourself, what's going to happen is you're going to attract women who see that same quality in you, which is what makes them gravitate to you, because you can bring more of that quality out within them. You see what I'm saying? But it's always going to be a smaller number, because remember, lots of people are insecure. Lots of people are not sure themselves. Lots of people second guess themselves. You see what I'm saying? So that's the type of stuff that happens, you know, either way. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And then there's just that part there about like finding dominant men controlling and intimidating.
Right.
Dominant men are not, well, I would say, like, dare I say, true doms. I just can't stand that phrase.
Oh yeah, go in, let them know.
But it's a big thing in like the lifestyle, you know, world, saying like true dominant, you know. But I guess in this context, just for clarity, like, you know, true dominant like wouldn't be seen as controlling and intimidating, because it's not about bravado.
Right.
Like I can have effect with my girls simply by looking at them. It doesn't require being intimidating, and it's not like this I'm gonna kill you scorching type of look, right? It's just the look, and it's about piercing, right? It's about penetrating, and this is not anything to do with force, right? So there's a big difference between force and power. Force is pretty simple, right? It's directional. It has you know, it's like ABC. There's no real variability to force, right? But power, okay, can take all sorts of type of shapes, right? Power can be, you know, say like electrical or hydro or solar or this, and then that whatever that power source is, it can transmute into other things, right? Okay, so power can take a lot of different forms. And so a true dominant has power. He doesn't do things through force. And this is what they can sense, and then it just invites them in. So dominance is simply an invitation. And so any of my girls that I've encountered, I just explain to them, right? Like, do you know what I am? You know, and so it's clear to them. Usually they have some stupid fantasy idea of what that is, like Christian Grey sort of stuff. And so I have to just briefly explain, give them like a small brief on like what it is, and say like, listen, this is what you're getting yourself into. And if they, and always give them control, right? So like, listen, we only go as deep and as intense as you are comfortable with. And usually that just makes them feel even more comfortable, because I'm not trying to do something. I'm not trying to control. I'm not trying to intimidate. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just saying, you can come at me your own will. And they usually are rushing. And I have to say, slow down. Right. Which just makes them wetter.
That's funny. That's crazy. Hold on, we're gonna get some of these questions in a second. Guys, call in. You can call in. Call the numbers 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300. Don't be scared to call up. Make sure you guys donate before you call up, and so we can make that happen. Now, let me ask you this, because, you know, what are some of the misconceptions? Because I know one of them is that, you know, some people think, oh, well, you're forcing a woman to do something, or you're taking advantage of a woman. And I find this happens a lot, where if a man is sure of himself, he's a leader, he knows exactly what he wants. He dates on his terms. He's not really, doing things based on what society says. He sort of goes his own way. And women are attracted to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they think there's some like trickery or manipulation versus the woman just being attracted to that. So like, what are some misconceptions you think that people have, as far as, you being a man who understands what he wants and is able to attract women in that manner? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are some other things you think that they talk about that it's kind of like BS you would say?
Manipulation. I think that there's a lot of assumptions that there's manipulation going on, and you'd be surprised of what looks like manipulation is just giving people free will to just do as they please. And and that changes things. But the funny part is that, like a lot of guys, because of the insecurity, they are afraid of letting go in that way. They're afraid of just letting her come to you.
Right.
Because they're so afraid of that. I don't do something, she won't. And that's not the truth. But I mean, they won't if they're not drawn to you, and they won't be drawn to you if you're doubting yourself. So
right.
It's like a snake eating its own tail sort of problem. You know what I mean?
Right. And also I think a lot of guys don't realize that, or I should say most guys, when they don't have experience, they've never had a woman like show extreme attraction for them. Meaning like they've never had women who really go out of their way to want to please you. They've never had women who respond to, masculine energy. You know what I'm saying? So then they think that, oh, you must be doing something crazy in order for this woman to be responding or reacting this way. Right.
Like you must be paying her.
Yeah, exactly. Like she has, she has mental problems. There's something, she's low quality. She's just, she has
daddy issues.
Yeah. It's like all of these things.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas if like women aren't grown women and know how to make decisions and know what they like, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah. And it's funny because, when they're very submissive and wanting to serve, wanting to please, because it makes them happy to do so. Guys will say like, well, I want that. But then at the same time, going like kind of referencing our title here, that requires you to lead. Right. Because they're becoming more fluid. So that requires you to be more of a containment.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
So, but then at the same time, they'll be like, well, I don't want to have to like babysit a girl, like she's a grown woman. She should be able to be assertive and make her own decisions and this and that and the other. And it's like, and then women will do that and they go, but they're so masculine.
Right. Exactly.
And it's like, well, they're not submissive to me. It's like, well, fucking choose your battle.
Exactly.
Like,
right.
Which challenge do you want? Do you want the challenge of being able to stand up and be that container? Or do you want the challenge of dealing with a masculine woman? Like,
right.
Which one do you want?
Exactly. And that's the thing where, people don't understand the balance. So, a man who's not in his, masculine energy, or who doesn't believe in himself, or who doesn't see himself as valuable, will always question why a woman would respond to him a certain way. Like, well, why is she doing? This is why a lot of guys, they end up thinking that a woman who's sexually attracted to him, like off rip, she's a hoe. You understand? Like this, like it's just something wrong with her. She there got to be something, because why is she being so like ready to just like jump on me? There has to be something wrong with her. But then the problem is that he doesn't see that it's his own insecurity that's causing him to realize that maybe she just really likes you. Maybe she's, you turn her on. Maybe she sees you as valuable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right.
It's crazy.
Right. Yeah, it's like it's like you've been so far away from like a nourishing meal that you don't know what it looks like, smells like, or tastes like when it's in front of you.
That's a fact.
And that's a tough reality to be in. And I get it. Like it's not easy. But I think one of the best things to do is to cast away judgment,
right?
Because that ends up shooting guys in the foot more often than anything. Is just having judgment, criticism, like putting the woman in the box. And the funny thing is that like this is what women, I don't mean to like cape for women, but like this is what they go through their entire lives. Like from when they're little kids, you know, like little girl, oh, you're so pretty, smile more, you know, and like just coaxing them to like listen to your environment, mold yourself to like what's around you and telling you this is what you should be like.
All right, so let's see who we got calling. We got 504. 504 is popping. Who this?
It's Thelonious.
So Thelonious, are you on the speakerphone?
Yeah, you want me to get off the speakerphone?
Yeah. Speak directly.
Put it right up to your ear.
Yeah, speak directly to the phone.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, speak directly in the phone. Did you donate? Say yes.
Of course I donate.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. So what's going on with you?
Okay, first and foremost, I want to say thank you for having me on.
That's what's up.
Number two, I want to say thank you for the value and the help that you two provide to everyone. It's very much appreciated. I'm saying it coming from me.
That's what's up. We appreciate it. So what's going on with you?
Okay, here's the question I want to ask. How do authenticity and solitude correlate with each other?
You said, wait, how does authenticity and solitude? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Give us more.
Okay, because I was hearing Dr. Justin saying earlier about filtering out all the fluff, stuff that's unnecessary that you don't need in order to become the authentic version of yourself. So would being alone and in solitude be a big aid in the helping one find the best version of themselves?
Okay, I got what you're saying.
Without any outside help.
I got what you're saying. Well, I would say this. You know, sometimes you do need to be by yourself in you know, and give yourself some space from everybody so that you can experience yourself. Even like I was watching a video the other day, this young dude, and he was talking about how, and I totally agree with him. He's like, sometimes you need a little bit of time away from your girl, and she needs some time away from you, because what happens is that you might be in situations where you're up under each other all the time and you don't give yourself time to be with yourself, to, you know, basically be grateful for who you are, just you being you, right? Because you're so caught up in all these different things, right? So yeah, I think part of understanding being authentic is understanding who you are. And part of that could also be you really spending time alone and spending time away from yourself. Because even in spiritual teachings, what they talk about is they talk about, like, you know, and this depends on what you believe in, but they talk about how we all are God. So if you're God and you're having a human experience as God, then you have to have your individual human experience to understand who you are in this physical world. You understand what I'm saying? This physical plane. So there are times where you might need, you know, solitude could help you understand more about yourself, because you're sort of away from all the noise. But at the same time, you still also, on the flip side, should be involved in other situations so you can understand yourself in those situations also. You see what I'm saying? But Justin, what's your thoughts on this?
I'd have to agree. You need both, because so you hear a lot of guys say, all right, should I not date women, or should I break up with my girlfriend? I've had one of my guys say this. Should I break up with my girlfriend during our training together? Right. And I'm like, no, because her feedback, and I don't mean like sitting down and getting a report as feedback, but just how she's reacting and responding to you will give you so much information about how you're showing up.
Exactly.
That if your ego allows you to see it, that's the prerequisite there. That's the caveat. So, you know, so you need that feedback from your environment. Okay. And women are great at that, because they're kind of like a microcosm of the world. Right. Like they will show you without trying, and they don't even realize that they're doing it anyways. It's just their presence alone can show you where you're at in many different areas. And it's not like treating them an authority. It's just this feedback surface that can kind of just reflect again where you're at. Right. So that's good, but also spending time alone, because when you separate yourself from distractions, okay, this really kind of reveals yourself to yourself.
Yeah, right. That's a fact.
And so I actually have a training for my guys, and it's presence training, and they're just to sit in a chair in their room 5 minutes. Do nothing, no phone, no music, no distractions, no and not even meditating, just sitting and just being present, right? And that's it.
Right.
And watching the impulses that go through you, like getting antsy, wanting to like distract yourself, wanting to do something, checking the time.
Right.
And it's like, look at you.
Right. It's like you see how you like you see how you acted and see how you reacted. It's crazy. That's
you know
fact.
what I'm saying? And then think like these king, just like this ideal image of a king, like this like warlord. You know what I'm saying? He could sit on his throne for days.
Right.
And like blink 5 times.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you want that stillness of a rock, of a mountain, And that can only come about through just that communion that you have with yourself when there are no distractions. So you kind of need both.
Right. So call it. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that definitely answered the question.
Yeah, because also too, I look at it like this. Think about playing basketball, right? So you can go out on the court, by yourself, practice your jump shot, practice dribbling and all this other stuff. But then, you sort of learn about yourself through that, right? But then you also have the situation where you're playing on the team. So now you're learning about yourself through interaction with everybody else on the team of how to play offense, defense, get the rebound, all this other stuff. So you're learning in both aspects, in both situations. You see what I'm saying? So both things are important, but it's definitely important to have time to yourself. You see what I'm saying? To see how you feel, how you act, and how you observe yourself in these situations. You see what I'm saying?
Man, yes, indeed. I appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, definitely getting the information from you two helps a lot.
Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate the call, brother. All right.
I appreciate you all, man. Y'all have a good one.
Yes, sir. All right. Peace. All right. So, guys, call up. The calling number is 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300 is the number. If you guys have a question, put a Q in the chat. We will get to your question. So let me see what other questions we have here. He said, I don't have a car to go to bars and clubs. Should I Uber? Come on, man. Y'all guys with these questions, man. It's
like literally that's what the business is about. Of carting people from A to B who don't have cars.
Right, exactly. Yeah, just get your ass in an Uber and go out.
Get on the bus. Get a bicycle,
exactly.
Get a skateboard.
Yeah, get yourself there. It's not that serious. Y'all, it's so funny. Y'all ask some of the questions where it's like, but again, look, some people are at different levels, so who knows? Maybe he was.
He's like, I gotta take a shit. Should I sit down?
Should I wipe my ass? I don't know. This is crazy. It says, is there such thing as being too dominant, where the line drawn at dominant versus overbearing? So, Justin, what's your thoughts on that? Or are you offended by this question?
No.
It's like, how dare you?
You're right. No, there is because everybody has their limits psychologically, emotionally, and physically. Everybody has their limits, and to that end, if anybody gets like play partners and things like that, you go to like a sex party, a dungeon, what have you,
right? And
some chick says, "I have no limits." Don't believe her and don't fuck with her. Like usually, like if they say that, they're like, a pain princess. You don't want to fuck with somebody who's like that. They probably got a major screw loose. But under there, that's not very common. But yeah, absolutely, you can be, and I make my mistakes too.
Right.
Like I absolutely have made mistakes, like psychologically, like pushing a girl like too far, too hard. Pushing too far and hard into her emotions or her body, and it just like in anything in life, I consider it an art form. Any kind of art form, you're gonna make mistakes.
Right. Let's see. We got 253. What's popping? Who this?
Hello.
Yes, sir. What's going on?
My name is Alexander, and I keep on hitting kind of a roadblock.
Hold on, Alexander. Did you donate though?
Yeah, I just sent the money.
All right.
Through your PayPal.
All right. Got you. Appreciate you. So what's going on with you, man?
When I go out, like I usually like to a mall or like to a college campus, usually like I approach like less than 10 women, but I know I should like approach like at least 30. But by the time when I get to like a certain number, I just like I feel like stopping and I just go home. So how do I like get past it?
You sound so sad.
I know. He's like, so okay. So you said you just approached 10. So like, let me say this. What do you want to happen? Are you trying to meet women to like go out on dates, hook up? Like, what are you trying to do? Or just like, are you trying to practice just talking to women? What's your goal here?
I guess all three.
All three. So you're trying to practice, also hook up and all that?
Yeah. Well, Steve says to invite them on a date.
Okay, so have you talked to any women and invited them on dates?
No.
Why not?
Wait, you mean like approaching them to do that?
Yeah, you said you're approaching 10 women. He said you're approaching 10 women.
Yeah. The other day I approached like 5 and stuff.
Okay, have you asked any of those girls on dates?
Yeah.
What happened?
They said they weren't interested, which is fine, but it's like I get to a point where like I give up and I go home.
Okay, so caller, how old are you again? How old are you?
21.
21. Okay, have you ever had sex before? Have you ever hooked up with a girl? No?
No.
Okay, have you ever been on a date?
Does prom count?
Prom?
No.
No, not prom, like outside of prom.
Oh, no.
Okay, so you've never been on a date and you've never had sex. Now, let me ask a question. When did you start talking to women or approaching women?
I say it's been consistent since this March.
So this March of this year?
Yeah.
Okay, so this March of this year is the first time you started approaching women.
Oh, no. At 18, I started doing that, but that was like very inconsistent. That would be like once every like 6 months or something.
Okay,
like
so that don't count. So starting this March, you started approaching women. So just for a few months, you started approaching women. How many women roughly do you think you approached since March? Just give it like a rough number.
I think not like around 100 or something. Over 100.
Okay, it's probably like 30. Because
wait. No, it's not 30. It's not 30. Like since
the
March,
fish is always this
30.
big.
Yeah. How much calling?
It's got to be around 100 or something.
100. Okay. So this is the thing. You need coaching, man. You know what I'm saying? You sound, because this is the thing. A lot of you guys, what happens is if you're doing the same thing over and over again, but you're doing it incorrectly, or you're doing things and you have blind spots, you're just going to keep making the same mistakes, and then you're going to get sort of demotivated, or you're not going to be motivated to actually do anything else. That's why you're like, I'm going home and I'm quitting. But Justin, what's your thoughts on this? What advice do you have for this young man here?
On a scale of 1 to 10, omitting 7, how comfortable are you talking to strangers, period?
That's a good question.
Just strangers?
Yep.
I say like 6.
Okay, I think it's lower.
Because I'm comfortable, huh?
I think it's lower than that.
I agree.
Just like, I don't know, maybe you're having a bad day, but I just hear despair in your voice. I get it. You're young. You don't have much experience. And there's probably a lot of self-judgment. You probably spend a lot of time online, which increases self-judgment and self-criticism. And it fractures your consciousness. So like, I would say stop consuming social media in the way that you are. Like, curate your algorithms. So like, my algorithm is basically like motorcycles, cool AI artwork, and cats. That's my feed. I don't see any other shit. And so I think you need to kind of like clean that shit up, because I'm telling you, I don't know, maybe it's a psyop or some shit like that, but this is definitely getting in your head, and it fractures your consciousness. And that's not good, right? You want it to become more whole. And I would just like, take it easy, right? I think you're probably like very sad and like hard on yourself. You have so many years in front of you, so just relax. There's nothing to rush, because I'll tell you what, this journey, it never ends.
Right.
And you're always on this pathway of, hey, I'm getting better. I understand more. Things are great. I'm feeling more grounded. And then your awareness grows and you go, oh, fuck, there's a lot more that I need to learn.
Right. Right.
And then
exactly.
your skill grows, and then you're like, okay, I'm feeling
That's
like a
right.
shit again. And then your awareness grows again, and you're like, fuck, I have more to learn. And so it just goes on forever. So let go of the like woe is me stuff, because you're gonna have to eventually anyways. Okay?
Right. Yeah. You're gonna have to do it regardless.
Right.
Like you're gonna have
just
to meet women
paying
and
bills. Like you just don't sweat it. You just fucking do the thing. you know?
right.
And then I would also let go of this whole notion of like, I want to have sex, I want to go on dates and things like that. I would just get super comfortable with the pressure that you feel by talking to strangers. I think that will help out tremendously. And then once you're like super comfortable with just talking about anybody, eventually you're going to come across some girl that maybe you're attracted to. But I think when you're looking for the right person to talk to, that puts a lot of pressure on yourself.
Right.
When you don't know what you're doing, and you shouldn't. I mean, you're a young guy, like you just started this whole thing.
Right.
So
Just started in March.
Like this worry, exactly. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I want to get these results, and it just lighten up,
Right.
and just get used to talking to people in general.
Yeah, and it's the thing. If you stay consistent, then certain things are going to pop out for you. You're going to learn certain things, and then when you're starting to get stuck, which you will. This is why we're here. This is why we tell you guys, hit us up on the back end to get coaching, because this is the thing. There is no cheat code in the game. And if there ever was, it's guys like myself, Justin, Miles, K Zagan, 1950, Steve, King Dre, EO, like Boss Mac, like dudes who have game. We're the ones that can give you the information that it probably would take you 5 to 10 years to figure out if you figured it out at all. So caller, what we're saying to you is that, like keep going out there and keep talking. But when you need the help, hit us up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like hit us up on the back end.
I used to get, I'm continuing my coaching with Steve. I'm just like trying to find a job right now, but I get coaching with Steve. I just I was confused why I couldn't break past like doing like 30 a day or stuff like that.
Yeah, honestly, I think that you have a low relationship with yourself. Well, I don't have like a high level of self-love and self-respect. It's hard when you're unemployed. Like if you're sitting there, you're like, damn, I can't even buy a coffee. Like you shouldn't be worrying about like how women are receiving you. Like, how are you receiving you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Are you meeting your own approval? And if not, then take the strategic steps to change that. Like that's really what you got to do.
Right. All right.
Yeah, but I don't know what that looks like though.
No, but that's why you gotta. That's why you gotta get. Okay, let me ask you.
Get a job.
Yeah, you gotta get a job, then get some coaching. You gotta get a job, save your money, get some coaching. Because this is the thing. You guys understand. We say get coaching. We don't mean go get coaching next Sunday and that's it. No, you gotta get coaching, meaning you need to actually be consistent with the coaching also. You understand what I'm saying? Just like if you want to hit the gym and lose weight and get muscle, you're not going to hit the gym just on Tuesday for like 2 months. No, you gotta be consistent. It's the same thing with this. You get it, caller?
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, all right, man, we're going to let you go, but we appreciate the call, fam. All right, let's go to 573. 573, what's popping? Who this?
Yo, what's happening, Mr. Locario? It's Josh, 35 from London, calling back again.
What's up? Did you donate?
$10 donation.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And I also signed up. Well, I also signed up to the Bad Boy membership today. So
all right, that's
you
what's
got
up.
some really good content there.
That's what's up.
I just had a quick question. So I've been traveling abroad for the last 3 years or so. I just wanted to know, how do you switch up the strategies and the program when you're abroad? For example, I'm never really in a city more than 3 months at a time. And I know your vetting process is, I think, 6 months, fuck buddy, before moving them to dates. So if I'm only want to be in a city for 3 months and I don't want to stay in my room all day, and I want to go out and have dinner and meet people, how do I adapt that strategy without...
Wait, how old are you again? How old are you?
35.
35. Okay, so if you're in a city for 3 months, then why are you worried about anything serious at this point? You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't you
it sounds like your advice is more for longer term.
Yeah, like if you're vetting, because like you can vet a girl on some casual just to make sure that she's not crazy. But the thing is that what are you trying to do for 3 months though in any particular situation? What are you trying to do?
Yeah, go to a new city. I'm practicing my Spanish. I like to see different things, different restaurants, different experiences in each city. And I don't always want to be alone. I mean, I can be alone, but I'd rather be with a nice chick.
But this is okay. But this is the thing that caught my ear is that you said switch up depending on where you go. Like, I don't understand. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, I don't get
But
that.
yeah, what do you mean by switch up?
Yeah, so for example, well, it's not depending on where I go. I mean, just being abroad. So you said that you don't want to do dates with girls too soon. You want to be just fucking them for about, you said 3 months?
Yeah.
6 months?
3 months.
Yeah.
That's if it. That's
if you just too soon, then you
caller.
fuck things up and they start
Caller. Hold on. Did you get the vetting process program?
Is that on the Bad Boy membership?
No, it's on it's on shoplocario.com. It's called Master the Vetting Process. Did you get that?
I know. I just got the Bad Boy membership. Like I just mentioned.
So on the So on the Bad Boy membership, I have a program talking about vetting. But if you go to shoplocario.com, I have a program called Master the Vetting Process that teaches you all the things you need to know. Like it's like basically specialized for that. You understand what I'm saying? So what I would suggest to you is definitely look at the Bad Boy membership stuff. But what I'm saying is that if you're out here meeting women, right? Because we're talking about vetting, there's 2 types of vetting: vetting for long-term and vetting for just like casual hookup fuck buddy situations, right? What I'm saying to you is if you're just hopping around different places, it's not going to make sense for you to be vetting women for long-term in most cases because you're just going to be hopping around different places. And I'm sure you do you want to do long-term relationships? You want a long-term relationship at some point with a woman?
Eventually, but with the way my lifestyle is now, it probably wouldn't work.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm sure you don't want a long-term. I mean, not long-term. I said long distance. That's what I meant. Do you want a long distance relationship with a woman?
Nah.
Right.
Definitely not.
So if you don't want a long-term, if you don't want a long distance relationship, then when you're in these other places, just meet women, have fun, do what you do, and then keep it pushing. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Okay. So, but having to go in for dinner with someone with that, then I would just want to do that once or twice,
so that's what he's asking.
Go back to them just coming over. Would that mess things up or?
Caller, he's fine with just going out and like meeting girls, fucking whatever.
Right.
He wants accompaniment.
Oh, right. So he wants like more than just fucking.
He doesn't just want to like fuck a girl and then just hang out in his like rental.
Right. He wants to like go and do things with the woman. He wants like sort of like the girlfriend experience with the the women. Is that what it is, caller?
Well, I'd like to, I don't want to just be at my house. Just, I want to go out, do things with a chick I like, and without fucking up the situation.
Now, this is the thing. This is the thing. That's okay. Like, if you're going to be somewhere for 3 months and you want that experience, cool. That's okay. Just make sure that you do not do anything to make the woman think it's more than it is. Right. And that's the issue that a lot of you guys have. So what I'm saying is that if, let's say you meet some women, y'all hook up or whatever, and you're like, I want to go out to dinner. Let me go call so-and-so who I met 2 weeks ago. That's fine if you're making sure that you're not acting like you want something serious with that woman, knowing you're going to be gone in 2.5 months. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's going to bring drama to your situation. Because now she's going to think that it's more than it is. And then when she thinks it's more than it is, she's going to act that way towards you. And you can be like, yo, why is she acting so weird? I'm just trying to have fun and blah, blah, blah. But your actions made her think it was something different. So the thing is that you can do those things, but it has to be extremely clear that, hey, I'm in town for this amount of time. This is just, you were just having fun and that's that. And that has to show through your actions. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been messing up a lot with that. I'm a bit too keen of letting girls stay over. That's one mistake I've been making until I've come across your content. And I realize I've been messing up that way.
Another scenario that kind of splits the difference. He could go out and just enjoy his time out. And then if there happens to be like a lady who's out, then just get to know her.
Right.
So it's like kind of like getting what he wants without it having like this other attachment. Like it was just there circumstantially. So I think that's something you can do. But like you don't have to sit in your home, just fucking go out. Spend some time at restaurants, bar, like you can. I think it's the idea like you want to socialize. That's totally fine. So like if it's inviting out a girl that you're fucking, I'm with Locario. You absolutely have to make it clear that this is not something that's permanent. You could run a system where she's like a girl you come back to.
Right.
Like every time you visit,
Like she's one of the ones, right?
Yeah. And I've got friends who do that. Like they travel all of different countries, and the girl, and she's like, hey, I'm gonna be, in Ukraine in 3 months.
Right.
And she's like, oh boy.
Right.
I can't wait. You know what I mean? And like while he's not there, it's like out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
That's
a fact. And shout out to K Zagan. He said in the chat, he said, learn how to enjoy women in the present moment without creating future plans for them. And that's true. So you have to understand that balance if that's what you're going to do. Because you just said, caller, you said you'd be spending the night with them, right?
Yeah, I do have that.
You see, you can't be doing all of that shit, man.
Bruh.
You can't be sitting there spending the night cuddling, pillow talking, doing all that other extra. That's the thing that's going to cause issues. You see what I'm saying?
He already said, I have a tendency to do that.
Right.
So, like as if it's like out of your control. No, you choose to do that.
Right. Yeah. So why you spending the night with them, caller? Why are you spending the night with them?
I like to go more than one round. I like to go in the morning as well.
He's one of these
You're
dudes.
driven by sex.
He's one of these dudes. So this
get back to my butt.
Right. So that I think that's your problem. Your problem is, see, he takes, like, he's the type that he buys a dozen donuts and eats it all in one night. Like, he's one of those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to pace yourself, because what you're doing is, remember, you're meeting these women. You have to remember that if from your perspective, you're just like, oh, I'm just having fun. But from her perspective, she's like, oh, this guy, this is serious. This could be my new boyfriend. We've been hanging out. We've been talking. We spent the night. We made love, all that other goofy shit. And then when you want to sort of eject or just like fall back, you might have an issue on your hands. That's all I'm saying. Now, it's not that this will happen all the time, but it's a chance. You're increasing the chance of drama by going the extra mile without understanding how to balance it out. Because it's one thing for you to say, hey, yeah, I'm about to go, like you were saying, Justin, you're going out and, you meet a woman at a place and y'all kick it or whatever. And then, y'all cool. And then you come back to the city and it's like, we're cool again. We could do that. But Carl, you got to be careful about doing way too much too soon. And then also having the woman think it's something that it's not. You understand what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, caller. Well, I appreciate the call,
all right,
fam.
Cheers. All right, take care.
Peace. All right, so guys, call up. We're gonna do probably another 20 minutes, guys. 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and we're gonna wrap this up. So make sure if you guys want to call up now, call up now. If you have a question, put a Q in the chat, and we will get to your question. Let me see what other questions we have here. We got one from Steve the Lion. He said, why do guys ignore the influence that feminism have over their minds of so many men and women, where men and women are told that women following a man's lead is toxic masculinity? It's funny. This is like the best question he's ever asked.
What's feminism? Is that like a new like STD or something?
Yeah, Steve the Lion always asks these weird ass questions. But this is actually the least weird one he's asked so far that at least sounds coherent. But the thing is, he's worried about feminism. That's your whole problem. Like, see, look, guys, we're talking about being masculine and being dominant. So anything that you encounter or experience should only be based on a woman coming through your program and your filter anyway. So what would we be worried about any of that type of shit for?
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Like feminists can suck dick too.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Feel any different.
You know what I'm saying? So they can do that too. That's a fact.
Yeah. Because truly, like that's all the surface level shit. Like
right.
Earlier when I was talking about the little girl and the whore,
right,
the liquid and the containment, feminists do this too. Like inside the feminist is also the little girl and the whore.
Right.
She's also looking to be free. Right. She's also looking to liquefy, whether she consciously knows this or not.
Right.
Her spirit wants to relax. Like every woman wants to relax.
Right.
Whether and I would say the feminist wants it even more.
Yeah.
You would have, if you liquefied a feminist, you'd have to scrape her off with a spoon. Like, damn, bro. She's like, I haven't had this in so long.
All right.
Like, I'm finally free. It's like, well, I do what I can.
That's funny. It says, am I cooked if I don't go to bars and clubs? What is okay, guys, listen.
I can't stand bars and clubs.
It's like
maybe occasionally, but it's gotta be like quiet.
Yeah,
like
I like a lounge, but that's I think that's because we older dudes. I think because
I'm in like a get off my lawn mode.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You know, it's funny. I've never been a big fan of like big, huge nightclubs where it's like it's super loud, everyone's dancing all over the place. Oh, I'm like, I can't like, it's annoying working in that environment. Like I want something chill, relax. I have a conversation with a woman, you know what I mean? I like that type of energy. But the thing is that you don't, the world is big. You don't have to go to bars and clubs. You can meet women anywhere. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, don't think that you got to, you have to do that.
In my earlier days in New York, my favorite spot was Union Square.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Union Square
and Washington Square Park.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
The girls.
Fun fact though. That's how I got discovered to be on Olive, New York. I was in Union Square on a date. And this dude approached me. He was like, "Hey, you know, I like because I had dreadlocks at the time. He's like, I like your look, bro. We're doing this casting." And I was like, "All right, let's make it happen." So yeah, that happened in Union Square. So shout out to Union Square in New York City, man. You know what I'm saying? That was way back in the day.
That was my spot.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's NYU girls.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. Leek said, "I'm setting up this date for Tuesday evening, but since I'm a bus driver, I can't get drinks. So what's a good first date?" Well, it's the thing, you know, you can go get a drink without drinking alcohol. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like you can definitely do that. So it's not like you have to drink alcohol. But what I would suggest you do, Leek, is you should go to badboymembership.com. So I have a program called First Dates That Lead to Sexual Attraction. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you guys get that. But yeah, you can, you know, there's a lot of dates you can do this. So be creative. There's a lot of things you can do. Yep. As long as when you're on the date, you know, you're, you know, flirting, building sexual tension, seeing if there's chemistry there. That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, do they do like regular blood testing or some shit? Like bus drivers drink.
Oh, I don't know.
Or like, are you driving later? Maybe it's like later. He's going to work.
Yeah,
or something
could be.
But yeah, you don't have to do shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever you want to do, like whatever pleases you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that, you know, just go back to the title. Like that is a massive part of leadership.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Is really getting in touch with what you like and really just moving toward that.
Mm-hmm.
And if she's got like any kind of pushback, again, like there's such a fast mirror,
right,
and they're like, I don't like that, or just like, really, like they'll like throw a shit test or like question like this thing, or try to see, you know. And that's the thing, like they'll be like, try to see if they can bend your will,
right,
and they'll just put like a little pressure on it,
mm-hmm.
and you're like, no, this is what I'm doing. She's like, oh, thank God he's not a fucking pusher.
Exactly. And that's the part that guys don't get. They think so. It's like a lot of guys fold, like they just do whatever the woman says, and then they wonder why the woman gives them hell later on down the line. They're
or
like,
they freak out. And they're like, you bitch, you bitch, testing me,
exactly.
You fucking whore. You know, she's like, oh God.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Shout out to Kay Zaggy said, make sure you get a cherry with that pina colada and have her suck it off with the stem. Exactly. Yeah, you guys can do a lot of different things on you know, if you guys are going out on dates and shit like that. Right. It says the world can be full of debate and anger. What? Both of you are very cool, calm, collected people. What do you think has helped you the most with staying in control of angry / reactive emotions? I mean, I would say for me, just giving more of a fuck about what I think and what I like to do and my opinions and my thoughts and, you know, my way of looking at things, you know what I'm saying? So then it's like other things outside of me don't necessarily affect me to that extent. Like it used to when I was younger, you know what I mean? But then as I grown older, I was like, look, you know, I just like doing what I do. And I also always keep an open mind of what other people are saying and doing, but I'm still not letting what they're doing affect me in that way because I just focus on what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? In these situations, you know?
Yeah, I don't watch the news. Do you watch the news at all or consume any news?
Nah,
I don't think you do.
You know, it's funny. It's funny. I don't even. It should be. It sounds bad, but I don't know any political stuff. Like I'm the worst. I'm like,
I have no idea what's going on.
I'm like, listen, because somebody asked me the other day. They were like, "Oh, what do you think about Trump or this and this is happening?" And my thing was, as long as MrLocario.com, shoplocario.com, badboymembership.com, masculineidentymembership.com is running and the internet is running, I'm good. I don't
Yeah, because here's the thing. Like, a lot of people, they get embroiled with this stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that there is a means of getting people's emotions involved.
Yeah.
Because if I remember like news when I was a kid, it was pretty bare bones.
Right.
Now it's like produced. They got graphics and music and all this stuff, and there's like, you can tell there's pacing put to it. Like they're trying to engage your mind in a certain way.
Right.
And I'm like, that's some fucked up shit.
Right. Because I was funny.
Because if you control a person's emotions,
right,
you can make them do stuff.
That is true.
Such as fear, wearing diapers on your face and staying far away from other people, from this invisible boogeyman.
Right.
And so it's like, you control people's emotions, you can make them basically do whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
And so I don't. So to answer the question, I really don't have to control my emotions. I just filter what could possibly trigger them. So I don't pay attention to the world because honestly, it doesn't involve me.
Right.
Like that game is so much in another dimension that I'm just like, all right, bro. Like I know that there's clandestine shit going on. And we get just a sliver, and it's a manufactured sliver.
Right.
I'm not even gonna bother. I'm like, all right, you know what? Have your thing. Like,
That's funny. I remember I was on a date with this girl once, and she's like, so you don't care about what's going on in the world? She started naming all these things, and then she was like, proceeded to like want to like school me on these things, and I'm just sitting there smiling, like entertained at how passionate she is. I said, listen, I was like, look. I said, all I really care. I was like, honestly, I just care about like literally right now, this moment that you're extremely entertaining to me right now. That's all I care about.
Exactly.
I'm like, look, you got to understand the moments. Cause it's like, I think people get so caught up in all these things. Like I've never woken up and was like, damn, my life would be so much better if Barack Obama wasn't president, or damn, my life would have been so much better if Joe Biden wasn't president, or damn, my life would have been like
yeah.
No, it's like that's never happened. I don't know.
Like waking up and let me open up CNN's webpage
Right.
and see what the fresh new shit is.
Right, like I've never had that.
I'm sure it can be interesting, but it doesn't involve me.
Right.
Like it does because I'm affected by the things and
around. Right.
But I don't have pull.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I don't have pull in something, anything in life,
right,
I just let it be.
Let it be what it is, right?
Because why try to pull a lever that I don't have the leverage for?
And then stress yourself out based on something that, it's not, you're not like really controlling or directing this specific thing, where you can only control your emotions, how you react to things. There was actually a spiritual teacher I listened to, he said, he basically says circumstances don't matter. He said how you react to circumstances matter, because you can only really control that. You know what I'm saying? In a lot of cases. So there's a lot of things that may not necessarily be in your control specifically, but you do control how you respond or react to things. And I think that's part of also when we talk about when we talk about learning game, is that, understanding this game is understanding yourself and mastering self. And that's a lifelong process, because the thing is this, you're still going to get caught up sometimes off guard living in the world. Do you understand? So it's not like we're like, oh, we're just sitting here smoking our cigars and we're just like super cool, James Bond perfect guys. You know what I'm saying? Like there's shit that happens. You're like, whoa, like, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you catch yourself and say, okay, what can I do? What is out of my control? And how do I go in a direction that's beneficial, not only for me, but for everyone around me and who I'm, involved with or whatever it is like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, at the same time, just accepting what is.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like reminds me of that old parable with the farmer and the horses.
Oh,
You know that
yeah.
one?
Uh-huh.
And like for the guys that don't know, like this farmer and he's his son and he's got horses and the horse runs away.
Mhm.
And the neighbor goes, "Damn, that's bad luck."
Right.
And the farmer's like, "Yeah, maybe."
Right.
And then like the son goes off to catch the horse, and he, like it's been a couple of days, and he comes back with 2 wild horses.
Mhm.
And the neighbor's like, "Damn, that's such good luck."
Right.
And the farmer's like, "Maybe."
Uh-huh.
And so one day the son is taming one of the horses, and it kicks him off the horse and breaks his leg.
Mhm.
He's like, "Dang, such bad luck." And the farmer's like, "Maybe."
Right.
And then the military comes through looking for soldiers to draft for the war, and he can't take the son because he's got a broken leg.
Right.
And so the neighbor was like, "Oh, well, good luck." And he's like, "Well, maybe," because now he has to tend the farm by himself.
Right.
Which can turn into another maybe and another maybe and another
Right.
maybe. So he's just kind of like not allowing his mind or his emotions to be pulled in this way,
Yeah,
that way, depending on
What's
what
happening.
circumstances are happening.
Right. Exactly.
And that's to answer the question, like that's how you maintain. Like you just maintain, what I teach my guys is stillness. And when you can maintain stillness, I don't know, just the world just is a lot easier. Women
Right.
are a lot easier. Myself is a lot easier.
Right.
Just everything's a lot easier when you stop getting pushed around, chasing, grabbing, like, attaching. All these things just becomes drastically easier.
Right.
It's a wonderful state,
No, that's true. I agree. All right, so let's see a few more of these questions, and then we're gonna wrap this up. Where was we at with the questions? This says, do women being cooperative is the bare minimum in relationships, and men should end the relationship with their girlfriends because the girlfriends aren't working smart enough despite their efforts? What do you mean working smart enough? I'm confused by that.
Working hard enough?
I don't know. I'm kind of confused by that question.
Women, like, I don't know, man. This is just, it just feels like a lot of theory to me.
Mhm.
Like, I don't, like, are you speaking from your own relationship? I don't think you are.
Yeah.
But, guys, like, if you're not in a situation, stop asking hypothetical shit about women. It's worthless. Okay, let's say I give you the best fucking answer. How does that change your life?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ask about yourself. If you're not involved in something and that you can't figure out, like, and you just have yourself, ask about yourself. Right. Even if it's just basic, where you say, like, I would like to know myself better. How do I get to know myself better?
Right.
Like, that's the most basic question you could possibly ask. But it doesn't do any good to like kick around theory.
Right.
Like, what good does that do? And that's all fucking Red Pill does.
Oh yeah, that's the whole internet right there. It's like
all theory, it's all conjecture, it's all like, creating these like, illusion models and things like that. It's like, what are you wasting your time for thinking about this shit?
Right. It's a lot of surface level things from people who don't have real world experience. It's funny because shout out to K Zagan. I was listening to his show earlier, and he was saying that a lot of times people like to sort of like, and I'm paraphrasing, like logic their understanding of relationships, but they always take out the human element, meaning like a lot of guys on the internet is like, all you need is looks and money. And it's like, well, what about the human element of emotion, circumstances that you get into, the types of people you want to be around, your personality, her personality, all of those things that involve like attraction that is beyond the surface. But no one talks about that because on the internet, it's like easy to do little sound bites and little things that are sayings that everybody says so that people think they have some sort of like understanding, but they're just really talking on the surface. And it's usually people who don't have the real world experience. So that's why they all sound the same. You know what I mean?
That's right. It's just like small variations of the same shit.
Right.
But like in this situation, like if you're asking the question, then you don't know the answer. And that means you don't know yourself. You don't have a program. You don't have your own constitution. So just by being able to ask the question, like, should I end the relationship? You should know absolutely, like in a fucking PDF of what is going to fucking end the situation. Like if you join the military, they're like, listen, if you do these 3 things, we're kicking you the fuck out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's clear. Any job, they give you the fucking company pamphlet. They're like, listen, you show up like this. If you do these things enough times, we're firing you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you should know what it would cost for a woman to be, disbanded from the relationship.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing. A lot of times people say, they call in there like, oh, should I charge it to the game? Should I stop talking to her? And I'm like, you must not know yourself then. You must not know like what you require.
Right. Like, that's like if we had like a business show and the guy's like calling up like, should I fire this guy?
Right.
It's like, do you not know anything about your business?
Right. About your company, like the protocol. Like,
yeah. What do you need from people? You know what I mean? Like, it's very strange.
Right. But again, that also happens with a lot of times when people don't have real world experience and they're listening to other people who don't have real world experience telling them things. Because again, this is the internet. The best thing about the internet is everybody has a voice, and the worst thing about the internet is everybody has a voice. That's really what happens.
It kind of levels the playing field.
Right.
So you can have crazy people, losers, fucking just the degenerates, all on the same like ability to speak as like geniuses and like all sorts of like amazing people.
Right.
Like we're all equalized in that level that like everybody can speak. So now, because like when we were kids, like losers didn't really get much of a voice.
Yeah.
Like if you were a weirdo, you just got like your ass kicked and shoved into a locker and that was the end of it.
Right.
You know, and they kind of like stuck to themselves or whatever. Now they bands together.
Right.
And they're like, we have a voice, you know, and they're like this, like the Borg, you know what I mean? And so they have this, you know, like what did they say? Something like defeat is, you know, resistance is futile.
Right.
And so it's the same sort of shit. And that's kind of, you ever notice like that people who used to be red pill are now kind of distancing themselves from that? Because the infection of these weirdos that are sometimes called incels, but you're just all weirdos. They came in and they just infected the whole space like a virus. And the people who were like all these, they're like,
they're like, well, I don't want to be associated. That's so true. And it's like, and it's funny because, you know, the thing that kind of annoys me is when people, not only they're wrong, they're loud and wrong. So it's like you have so many people who are just loud and wrong, and they swear that 2 + 2 = 17. And it's just like, you know, and so you have other people saying 2 + 2 is 17. So you have all these people saying the wrong thing and thinking this is what it is. And then this is why you have so many people confused and, you know, frustrated, angry, and they get even more bitter. They get more into their little circles. And it's just like, you know, and you see it all over the internet. It's like, you know, women complaining about men complaining about women. Everybody hates each other. You know, nobody, it's like, damn, like what is going on here?
So if you want to clean things up for yourself, cut things out.
Yeah, that's a wrap. That's a fact.
Stop watching the news. Stop watching so much fucking shit on YouTube. Stop watching TikTok. Stop watching stop watching and start like cultivating like within yourself. Start creating, so utilizing your time and the things that you allow in your mind through your eyes and your ears to something that's a lot more productive and nourishing for your brain. You know, and it's just like consuming junk food,
right?
That like has like this weird message in there, but it's like it's nothing of real value. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing of is like actually like changing the lives of people. Like, oh man, I watched this fucking red pill video the other day. I'm transformed. You know? It's nothing. It's just fodder, right? It's just fodder that is easy to eat, but it's not easy on the mind. It starts over time just shifting and morphing and mutating the way you see the world.
Right.
You know? And so like some of my guys, you know, thankfully not all of them are like that, but some of my guys, they have to detox and they have to just cut shit out so that they're not infected anymore.
Yeah.
So they can actually think on their own, like not have like these other thought paradigms that are like, you know, like photo filters, you know, like on lights and stuff, you can get the colored plastic that you can put over. So they have like a bunch of those like on their mind, filtering the color of their thoughts.
Right. Yeah.
And it's just like, man, you gotta decompress, clean shit out, you know, before you can start thinking properly. Like forget talking to women, forget fucking, definitely forget power dynamics.
Right.
Like you got to learn how to think cleanly and simply, you know? without that crazy influence.
Yeah,
So-
because a lot of people are very easily influenced by what they hear and see on the internet, and it's like when these guys talk about stats. I hate when I hear somebody talk about stats. Well, statistically speaking, they said, and it's just like, oh Lord, here we go, where somebody is who doesn't actually live in the real world loves to find something that goes with their argument to justify the argument that they're making, but they're not actually living in real life to see how that actually plays out in real life. Because you can find any stat on anything to justify damn near anything in most cases.
Yeah, you can always find confirmation bias.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it's like,
you know,
that's really
but here's the thing. Find the confirmation bias that works for you.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
So I believe that women have a submissive core.
Mhm.
So I find submissive women.
Right. Exactly.
And that works for
and
me.
it works for
That works
exactly.
for
That's
her.
what I'm saying.
So it becomes this perpetuating cycle that's beneficial for everybody involved.
Mhm.
But if it's a negative belief
Right.
that's poisonous, that fucks my mind,
Mhm.
then you're creating something that's destructive with it.
Right. And that's a great point. It's like, okay, if you're going to take on something, is it actually benefiting you and the people around you? If it's not, then what's the point? Because it's like you have a lot of information there. It's like, well, you know, unless you have this amount of money, you can't get women. It's like, how does that information benefit you? But they'll try to make it seem like that is a fact.
And then they'll back it up with some stat. Be like, well,
Right.
look, this study on, eHarmony.
Right. It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Like, okay, so you're dead set on feeling the way you want to feel right
Right.
now, and you're backing it up with claims and sources to justify so you can stay where you are
Mhm.
instead of facing the fact that you have to change.
Right. Exactly.
And it's like, and I say this often that, change doesn't really happen until the pain of staying the same outweighs the pain of change.
That's a
And you're
fact.
like, I can't fucking stand where I am, who I am, what I am. I have to do something.
Right.
And like, that's like, I don't know if you've like come across people like in coaching where just they're not there yet. They're
Mm.
not at that point of pain and just disgust
Mm.
where they're like, I can't accept anything except doing what I need to do.
Yeah.
And until you're at that position, everything sounds like a good idea.
Mm.
And
Right.
last night I made a show about intentions, like the difference between having intentions and having strategy.
Mm.
And a lot of life, like a lot of people who go through life with just intentions.
Right.
I intend to get coaching. I intend to improve my life. I
Mm.
intend to feel better about myself. I intend to go to the gym. I intend to do all these
Right.
fucking things.
It was
It's
like-
cool. Right. Like, and that allows them to kind of like feel better because they're like, at least I'm thinking
about
the
it. Right.
thing.
Exactly.
I'm considering it, and it's like, yeah, but okay, what cool story, bro.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Strategy, you take that intention and say,
Mhm.
okay, how do I make this into reality?
Right.
How do I turn that into conviction?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And that's a way, I mean, it's more difficult. It demands more of yourself, but you're going to get something out of it.
Right.
But the guys who, that have intentions, like they're the I'm gonnas.
Mhm.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I can't stand those people.
Oh yeah,
I'm
those
gonnas.
are the worst. They just talk a lot of shit, but they're not really actually trying to put in action to do it. And that a lot of that to me comes from fear. It's like I feel safe saying I am, but I don't want to actually do because I'm scared that I may not be able to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
and the truth of the matter is, like, that's okay.
Right.
Like
Mhm.
everyone who's picked up the guitar for the first time
Mhm.
sucked.
Oh yeah.
I think like maybe in musical history, there's been one person, probably Mozart,
Mhm.
where he sat down and he was like, I can rip on this motherfucker.
Right.
That's like 1 in 10 billion.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Everybody else suffers.
Right. You gotta go through it.
Everyone suffers.
You gotta go through it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna take a few more questions. We're gonna wrap this up. So this says, is good sex subjective? Yeah.
I mean, good anything is
right, exactly. It's like, but it is. I was talking to April about this the other day, where I was saying that sometimes when people talk about sex too, sometimes people talk about sex in the sense of trying to sort of like feed their own ego in a sense.
Oh yeah.
Meaning they're like, oh, my sex is so good and people react to me having sex with them, right? But what you got to understand is sometimes the person you're having sex with reacts to you that way because they react to many people that way with themselves having sex. So for example, you have like a person, like, for example, if I have sex with a woman and she like comes really hard, right? She may come really hard with everybody. Now, there's a difference between if she's never came and because of her being influenced by me in a certain way, or she's like really, really feeling me for whatever reason, then I can say I helped to influence that particular situation to happen. But there's a lot of times where it's like, well, she just is in tune with her body and she can just like, you know what I'm saying? Like make it happen.
I mean, there's some very orgasmic women out there.
Right.
You know, and like you just touch them and they just
right, just
like,
like,
a puddle.
Exactly.
You know? But yeah, you're right. Like there's, you know, actually one of my guys, he's battling, he's wrestling this to the ground, but he's had a long history with being performative. And knowing it, you know, it's kind of connected to like his nice guy syndrome,
right? Where
if he feels like not only like a good boy, but the best boy,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like nice guy on steroids,
Right.
And this is something that he's really trying to subdue within himself. He's making good progress. He is definitely changing, but you know, it pops up, and it's a weird thing how when you're doing this kind of work, like your own mind will resist yourself.
Right.
It's really weird. It's like, wait, aren't we on the same team
Exactly.
here? You know?
Your mind's like, no, we can't do this. We ain't doing this.
No, we like being in the suffering.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, he is very much a performative person. Well, he was, and a lot of guys do this. You're right. I think it's all about ego. You know, they want to feel like, or at least tell themselves the narrative that they are the best, or
right?
Was her best, and that sort of thing. And it's really once again using the woman as the measuring stick for your own value.
Yeah,
right. And it really doesn't matter. And the funny thing is, like, you know, I think about you like when I'm talking to my guys about sex, because you know you have a very particular view of it, like you know,
right,
a very narrow view of like what sex is. It's just like, this is a physical activity.
This is a thing, right?
Enjoy,
exactly.
Right. It's really simple, you know? And that's the case only when you have like kind of snipped the attachments of emotion to these things.
Right.
And what I've determined is that when people are having sex, I think like let's just focus on the guys here. They're not having sex for the physical, like nerve stimulation, right? They're not just like, I want to do this because it feels good. It's because it feels good emotionally.
Right.
So they're having sex emotionally, right? So, or like using it like a vehicle in order to achieve like all these different psychological states, such as achievement.
Right.
I'm good enough. I have value.
Right.
I'm special. I'm the man. I'm the boss. I'm this, I'm that. I'm desirable. You know, all these things. And it's like, well, wait, why do you need this thing in order to feel those things?
Right.
Like, so automatically it's like, well, why are you questioning? Why is there a hole there about your own value or what you're worth or your ability to do something? And you know, so it's like they're creating this pathway in this scenario. I want to get good with girls so that I can get that feeling more and more.
Right. You know, it's interesting that you say that, because now it kind of makes sense where guys will obsess over, for example, a woman's body count, or obsess over, oh, she has to be a baddie. She has to be the hottest girl ever. Like there's these metrics that are so important because they attach their sense of self as a man to those things. Like if I can get this girl who hasn't been touched, then, you know, and she wanted to do it with me instead of all these other guys, it's better. Or if I got this girl who's really, really hot to want to be with me, then that means I'm important. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
You guys be surprised just how much shit like your ego makes you do.
Right.
You know, and then once you start able to see it, you know, it's not like you can stop it entirely. You know, our ego is like an integral part of our psychology. But it's like, it's harder for it to get over on you. But you'd be surprised, like just how much of all of your behaviors are being influenced by this sort of thing. And a lot of it is just this emotional need. And, you know, guys, I know I can hear them already. They're like, wait, we're not supposed to have emotional needs, you know? And it's like, well, yes, you know, we all have, you know, it's part of being human. You know, you want to be like cut off.
Right.
But you also don't want your actions to be dictated by the fulfillment of them. Because then you end up becoming like a drug addict, or you become susceptible to people's influence over those things.
Right.
And then you're wondering like, well, how come I'm not like this grounded guy? It's like, well, because you've left yourself open to being manipulated and coerced and shifted and all that good stuff. So, you know, I think that I think that people, you know, guys especially, they have like a really feeble understanding of what sex really is. You know, I'm a firm believer in that. It wasn't Oscar Wilde. It was some other guy who said that like everything is about sex except sex.
That's right.
Sex is about power.
Right.
Sex really is just about power. It's about this. And once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Where it's just an exchange of these levers of energy. And, you know, sometimes it stays like this.
Right.
Right. Or it shifts around, you know, like depending on like what you're into, or, you know, how you allow the energy to flow. Yeah.
That's some deep ass shit, man. That's some deep ass shit.
Yeah.
All right, so we about to, let me kill these phone lines, and then we are going to, I think we got maybe one more question left, and we're gonna wrap this up. Actually, two more questions real quick. So it says, question for Locario: how can a guy balance being a gentleman and being a tough guy? What's your opinion? What? Y'all be killing me with these questions. A gentleman and a tough guy? Well, first of all, you don't need to be I don't know what you mean by a tough guy. I don't even really adhere to gentlemen. I just say be yourself. Be who you actually are.
Yeah.
I think that's a very under stated thing. I think people, because you know, I've always said that the most attractive thing you can do is be yourself. The problem is most people don't know what that means to be yourself, because you know, I've heard people say, "Oh, be yourself." That's some stupid ass advice. No, I think it's the best advice. The problem is that most people think who they are being is themselves, but it's really not. They're being what society told them. They're being what their mama wants them to be. They're being what their girlfriend wants them to be. It's like you're not actually being you. You see what I mean? What's your thoughts on
just layers of conditioning.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, this is me. It's like, no, you were conditioned to like say have nice guy syndrome.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
Because that reality has been there for so long, then you're like, okay, this is who I am.
Right. Exactly. That's crazy.
But
It's so crazy.
I think that kind of touches on what I was saying before, like about the having that split identity with like the protector and the destroyer. I think that sounds like what he's talking about. Just he's saying gentleman and tough guy. And I would say that you should be able to cultivate both within yourself so that they can actually live like what does gentleman mean to you as like an archetype? What's the behavior? How does he show up? How does he sound? If you want to sound like that, then just do those things. If you want to show up like whatever you think a gentleman is, okay? Excuse me. And so as far as like the tough guy, or like what I call the destroyer, what does that mean? What does that look like? Yeah, how does that show up in the world?
Right.
And I think that's more important for you to define these things for yourself. And if you think that's how you should be, this split or this balance between, you know, in your words, the gentleman and the tough guy, then define what that is and then embody those traits. Right. I would just say, like, if you want to be a tough guy, you better learn to be tough. You know,
right.
Like, go join like a Muay Thai gym or some shit. Learn some close quarters combat. Get yourself a firearm. I don't know what that means for you.
Right.
But, you know, maybe there's just the toughness is, you know, emotional toughness, psychological toughness. I don't know what that is. But if you define these terms for yourself and then just embrace those things, then that's what it is.
Right. So I would say, too, for that question is more so I'm seeing it as now he's basically just trying to save the balance. Like, what's the balance? Like, how can I have balance within myself? Right. And just like you said, where, you know, you have the man who's able to destroy, but also build, the man who's able to, you know, be stern when they need to be, but also be gentle enough to know how to navigate a certain thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's actually important, you know, at the end of the day, is that, you know, you need to be able to know how to navigate that, because I think when you don't, then you're susceptible to being able to be swayed to like, for example, I feel like a person can influence you to use that quote unquote toughness to do something nefarious. You understand? Because you don't think for yourself. So they'll try to trick you, manipulate you, or trigger you into using that for that. Or on the flip side, somebody might use your you know, level of, let's say, like compassion against you. Like, oh, well, he's a nice guy. We'll get him to do this nonsense for us, and he'll do it because you see what I'm saying? So you have to have that for yourself and be able to know how to balance that for you. You know what I mean? That's real talk. So last question we got here. If a woman messages you first on a dating app, should you just reply with your copy and paste message or change it up the message a little bit? So Scary Perry, hit me up on the back end, because that's the online dating questions that me and April can help you with. So hit us up for a consultation to get that cracking, so we can really like teach you how to go back and forth on that level.
I like just using like off the wall shit, because like something hit me and I was like, you know what, these women don't know me.
Right.
I'm never gonna see them again. Right. Like unless some sort of like connection happens. So I'm just going to really be me. Right. And then so without even saying hello, introducing myself, hi, like nothing socially acceptable. I just said, you look really cute sitting on daddy's lap. Or those tits would look great bouncing in front of my face. Right. Or those tits would look great bouncing in front of my face. Like when they've got like this huge knockers, right? And like, of course I'm gonna fucking say something about your tits. They're massive.
Right.
What am I gonna say? Like, oh, your hair is beautiful. Like, I am not looking at your hair. So and either it like gets to the point. So like either she's gonna go he that's so, funny, or she's gonna go, that's fucking rude,
right?
Or she's gonna get like really shy, or she's gonna start playing along, like, oh really? They start that tennis match of like whatever, the banter. And so it like when you're like that straightforward, like I guess you can't be too crass, because you could get reported and then you get kicked off the app,
depending on whichever app you're on.
Tinder. So that goes overboard, because that happened to me on Tinder.
Oh, you got kicked off of Tinder?
Yep. And that's a lifelong ban. Like
Tinder's supposed to be the more like.
No, but I don't know what I said, but you need to get like a whole new phone and
I think Tinder shadow banned me. I think they shadow banned me at this point, because it's like before I was getting like 25 matches a day.
Right.
And now I'll get like 5 matches a week, or if that much. You know what I'm saying? I was like, they gotta be shadow banning me or something. Because I'm like, something ain't right. Something ain't right. You know what I mean? So who knows? It's crazy. Oh man. But anyway, so guys, we're about to wrap this up. So Justin, let the people know where they can find you, what they can get cracking.
Yeah, well, as we said at the beginning of the show, just go over to thedominanceacademy.com, and through there you'll just see everything that I've got going on as far as like coaching goes, the products. There's a new section called tutorials, and there I'm making short 20 to 30 minute audios for people to purchase, and it's good, low barrier of entry, so it's not just a crazy high price point, but it's just gonna be like one lesson,
right?
And so you can scoop them all up, you can collect them all, or you can just buy whatever works for you. And there's going to be tiers. So eventually, as I build the products, there's going to be like entry level stuff, there's going to be mid-tier stuff, and there's going to be advanced stuff. So right now there's like some advanced things and a couple of beginner things. So go check that out. And if you want to follow me on other socials, you can find me on thedominance.academy on Instagram. And that's where I post, a lot of my more philosophical ideas around dominance. And if you indulge in enough of these things, it starts making sense.
Nice.
And it will kind of help you come out of certain fixed paradigms of, power dynamics that you're just really unhelpful. And you get to understand a better flow around these things.
Dope. So guys, make sure that you guys go to thedominanceacademy.com. Hit up Coach Justin, man. I'm telling you, man, I appreciate you coming through, and appreciate all y'all tuning in, man. Real talk. Appreciate y'all tuning in. So yeah, man. So that's pretty much it, man. We will holler at y'all later. And remember, people, the truth is inside you. Peace. We gone. We out.
I can take the dick off the table based upon my standard. You aren't going to get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You got to understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you got to work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not going to be easy street because I need to be satisfied because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, that is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces. And then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, you know, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know. That was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Game Kings 2, the definition of man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com.